Have come under a lot of criticism for just about everything this season and in the last couple of years, but at the weekend they were pretty decent against Chelsea. Craig Burley is here with me for this one, Craig, because after that performance a lot of people have been questioning, dare I say, are the Gunners better off without Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil?
Well, first of all, what we should say is, or what I should say is that as good as it was at Chelsea and 0-0, Arsenal should rise above thinking that's the greatest thing since sliced bread was invented. Getting a draw away from home, because they should be better than that. On the other side of that is, I did think they played well, and I thought they looked a lot more solid, and the kudos to them for that. I thought Chelsea were poor, but that's another story for another day. I don't buy into this argument. Pick up on his attitude, potentially how that's going to factor in. But I think if you look back before all this saga with the on-off move and the contract, there wasn't a player who chased people down more and tried to make tackles in Alexis Sanchez. So you know you're going to get that if his attitude's right. With
Can they get it right again, though?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know with Ozil is, and by the way, he's got contract issues as well, so that's not going to go away, is that he doesn't make tackles, and he doesn't chase back, and he just fills a hole and gets himself within 5 or 10 yards, but never close enough. And the games I've seen recently, and so when you don't get it at the final third end of the pitch, if you don't get the Ozil magic, you're getting literally nothing. So I think Arsenal can do without that, but I don't think they can do without Sanchez or a Sanchez out long term. So I would say, yeah, better without Ozil potentially, but not better all the time without Sanchez. No, I just don't see it.
So just got to get Alexis Sanchez's attitude right, because I don't think I would ever choose a team without him.
Main reasons why Arsenal stopped Chelsea from scoring at the weekend. Firstly, they stopped Chelsea's front players turning with the ball, because under Conte, Chelsea have been brilliant at creating avenues for the ball to be played into their front players, and then when their front players do get the ball, they're excellent at getting turned, running at defenders, playing combination football, playing little 1-2s and rolling balls down the centre halves. But after about 15 minutes, Arsenal's back three of Monreal, Mustafi and Koscielny defended really well. They stopped the ball going into Morata, they kept on winning it off him, they kept on making interceptions, and they forced Chelsea to play backward, and they forced errors out of Chelsea's front players. One thing you have to do with Chelsea is stop their wing-backs having really good possession. And Arsenal did that because of the formation they played, the 3-4-3. It meant Kolasinac could get really tight to Moses, and it meant Bellerin could get really tight to Alonso. And apart from Moses going past Kolasinac quite early on in the game a couple of times and getting crosses into the box, Arsenal's wing-backs had the better of the game. Bellerin twice got in behind Alonso, once to cross for Welbeck, the other time to cross into Lacazette at the near post. And Kolasinac had a shot that Courtois saved early on, and he also had a great run in the second half where he could have done a lot better once he got into the 6-yard box. As soon as you saw Fabregas's name on the team sheet, you knew that Conte was picking him so he could pick out those passes, to create opportunities to the front players, to dictate the pattern of the play. And for the first 15-20 minutes, he did that. He hit one great ball in behind Arsenal for Pedro to get onto, and he should have scored. But after that, Ramsey started to dominate him. He got tight to him to stop him playing forward passes, and when he won possession, he got at the weakness of Fabregas. He started to run behind him in one great run where he hit the post. Those two central midfield players, Xhaka and Ramsey, were absolutely brilliant. They were more disciplined than they ever have been, and I thought they were outstanding. And only once did Ramsey, when he broke forward, allow Xhaka to be outnumbered. While, of course, Chelsea weren't at their most fluent best, Arsenal were more organised, they were better disciplined, and for once, they showed a great defensive understanding.
Final question. Who is Arsenal's third best player? This person is suggesting Alexis and then Ozil on 1 and 2.
Better check. Can you imagine Arsenal without Petr Cech in goal?
Is he that good?
Is he that bad?
No. Is he their third best player?
No. Wait, who else are we talking about here? Giroud?
Koscielny!
Koscielny?
Koscielny!
By the way, Koscielny, I'll give you, against Chelsea in the weekend, Koscielny played well. The guy's been average, Gal. You talk about...
Well, as opposed to Petr Cech, who's been Godzilla, as opposed to Ozil, who's been really good.
Look at Koscielny, right? What's his job? His job is to get everybody defensively around him and sort them out and organise them. What has he done? He certainly hasn't done any of that. That's his job.
I'm
he's,
sorry. Well,
he's the old campaigner.
What's he going to
amongst that back
organize?
line.
What's he going to organize when there's two people in front of him who are supposed to hold their positions and track back, and then they go walkabout and disappear and leave giant gaps
Here we
behind
go.
them?
So you're
Against
one of
Chelsea,
so you're one of these guys
against
that's going to
Chelsea,
blame the
they
defensive
did what-
midfielders. When a defender, by the way,
Yes,
defender,
against-
by the very
well,
name,
no.
by the very name defender, that means
not-
that your job is to defend. So don't go blaming the defensive midfielder who's letting people through, because when they get through, that's when your job is to defend. And
Yes,
Koscielny
but it's
hasn't been
completely
doing
different
that.
as Mr. Yeah, it's a completely different as Mr. Lovren will tell you when when you have to defend one-on-one and when
He's
you're
just got
defending
personal.
as part of a unit and your central midfielders are
don't
part
get-
of that unit. Today against Chelsea, I was there. They did a fantastic job.
And I
But
agree
by the
with
same
you right
token
at the
also,
very
remember,
start. But don't tell me he's been great the last. What was he like last year? You telling me he had a good season last year?
Check
I'll tell you what. When he
What
plays
was
for
Ozil's
France,
season like last season?
I'll tell you what. When he plays for
Sorry,
France,
what was Ozil's?
he's a different player.
You're ducking Ozil. What was Ozil's season like last year? Was he their second best player?
I'll tell you what. If we're going to pick it, if somebody said to you tomorrow, right, I want you to pick a team, you're telling me Ozil's what, 8th or 9th on Arsenal's roster?
He wouldn't be
Seriously?
second.
Seriously?
Wouldn't be second in mine. No, he's not Arsenal's second best player. Not according to me. I would rather have
let's get back to
Alexis. I would
Koscielny
rather
anyway.
have
Let's
Lacazette.
get back
I would
to
rather have
Koscielny.
Koscielny. I would rather have Czech.
There we go. Ali?
No, I enjoy the fact that when Stevie gets fired up, he lifts a lean and it's like, hey, hey.
He did something with his glasses.
Yeah, and then
He did like
it's
a
like,
glasses flip.
Well, I want to be able to see
And then the arms are going, and
I
then
want to be
there's
able to
the
see who I'm talking to.
I know.
and
And
there's
the
the
IFB,
pointing.
The earpiece survived it
Their
all.
face is like, ah!
I should just have taken it out. Yeah.
The rebel.
That's it.
That it was a game with total intensity where two teams went ready for it and it was a battle all over the pitch and we responded well. In domains where we were questioned, and I like when the team shows that kind of response. Overall, I feel that it's a deserved point and with a bit more freedom, maybe less inhibition, we could have really won this game with 1 or 2 goals difference. But overall, for us it was important at least not to lose today, and you could feel that in the team in the last 20 minutes that we played a bit with that in our mind. People forget that 2 months ago we beat Chelsea in the cup final and they don't give you a cup, So overall, I believe we have shown that many times. It's true that you have to accept when you deliver the kind of performance we had at Liverpool that you are criticised, and we have only one way to respond is on the pitch, and that's what we did today. Of course, it was a question today, what will happen, at least with the attitude, the response, the determination. It was vital for us, even above the result, to come out with a solid performance on that front.
Chelsea's recent dominant home form over Arsenal has a bit of a hiccup, as they could only draw 0-0 in the big game on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. Shaka, I mean, that goes down as a pretty decent result for Arsenal on the back of a couple of other good results this week.
Yeah, a decent result and even better performance, I thought, from Arsenal. They've come in for a lot of criticism so far this season. Simply awful against Liverpool, trying to bury that nightmare. Bournemouth fell in their lap. Good performance against Cologne, albeit all the changes were made. And everybody's looking to see what kind of response Arsene Wenger could get out of his troops. And I have to say, they were the better of the two teams by far at Stamford Bridge.
And Chelsea ended up with 10 men. Let's take a look at your player ratings as you have them then for both sides. We'll start with the home side, Chelsea.
Well, Chelsea, nobody stood out, really, and took this game by the scruff of the neck and really... And really had that much of an impact. I thought Alonso was decent. I thought Moses, probably the brightest of the sparks, though the marks clearly don't reflect as much. But all in all, you look throughout, Courtois with 3 very good saves in the first half in particular. The only player in blue who can come away from Stamford Bridge with feeling proud about their 90 minutes.
Of course, things could have been a bit different had Pedro finished that one-on-one chance he had on 20 minutes. And as for Arsenal, pretty resilient rearguard action from them, and they might have even won it. Ramsey hitting the post.
Yeah, Petr Cech with that good save from Pedro, as you mentioned. Other than that, hardly tested, and that's reflective in his score. Not that he was poor, but he just didn't have much to do, which is more criticism of Chelsea and how they huffed and puffed and really didn't bother Arsenal anywhere near as much as you'd expect.
We've shown something today?
Yeah, it was about mentality and the response, you know, after our last away game, and as well about points. I think we could have won it, and I thought we had won it when Giroud scored. But overall, I must say it was an intense game with two teams who were going for it, well organised, and every battle all along the pitch was absolutely total.
You mentioned that last away game there, and obviously you've been asked about it a lot.
Yes.
What was different?
Difference is that we are not in a transfer period, and on the day I believe that and not before an important international game with players going away, and as well different. We realised that what we delivered was not good enough, you know, and overall. But I must say as well, we are all human beings, you know, and there are sometimes when you play 50-55 games. Can happen sometimes with a bad performance as well, unfortunately.
So you're hinting there that your team was maybe less disturbed today, more focused?
I believe we were focused. If we are not focused today, you don't get away with a point. We are focused, determined, shown character, and when we had the ball, we tried to play every time, and I think we were close to win this game. But it's a good basis, you know, to start from that and go from strength to strength. You could still feel sometimes was a bit, because of what happened, a little inhibition, you know, and with a bit more freedom, I believe that we would have won the game.
Did you prepare for this in a different way to maybe previous big away games, focus more on the defensive side of it, more on the shape?
I must say, basically, we worked basically more on it before the Liverpool game, because yes. Because we had more time to prepare. This week we played midweek games, you know, and overall it's sometimes it is like that, you know. But I told you that we have a capacity to be strong away from home, and we have shown that today.
In a strange way, did it help not having Sanchez and Ozil at the start, because you were able to field a more defensive team?
I don't know. I think. You want always your great players to be with you, and both of them great players, but they need to be in a good shape, you know.
What do you hope, I know it's early days, I know it's only just 5 games, but what do you hope it'll do for your season, coming here and showing what you have today?
I just think, you know, to play in a positive environment is very important, but that starts with your own performances. So we have to analyse today what we did well, learn from it, and go into the next game with belief. I think we responded well. We won 3-0 against Bournemouth, 3-1 against Cologne. We played a 0-0 today, so defensively we are much more stable.
Last question then, what did you make of the red card for David Luiz? He's out there, doesn't seem happy at all about it. What did you see?
It looked to me to be excessive force, tackle with excessive force. At what level did he catch Kolasinac? I don't know. I have to see that again on video.